All right, Shalom. I like to start out by saying Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakak Radash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and my elder Herwan as well. Salutation to the occupant that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe on the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, this is Kanak San by Yasha Allah from the Lions in the Yasha Allah camp, and coming with a quick lesson dealing with self-examination, like knowing what spirit you're in at all times and not being overtaken or being surprised if there's something wrong going on with you, like because yeah, it's like, all right, prime example, I'll use this for an example. Me and my woman got into it, and the mere argument was about I noticed her spirit was off a little bit, and I was explaining it to her, and she was like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm like, yo, listen to the terminology you're using, listen how you talking to me. And you know what I'm saying? It took her a minute, but she realized, okay, yeah, you know, something was off with her. So we sat down and talked about it. And, you know, I was like, the first sign of resistance is when I spoke on, you know what I'm saying, that negative energy that was on you. She immediately got defensive. And what it was is me pointing it out. And that energy, you know what I'm saying, got pissed off pretty much. And so it is what it is. So like once she got in the right spirit, she then realized and rebuked it and was like, yo, understanding where the root of the issue came from, and we nipped it in the bud. So a lot of times we got to realize that we're the ones that are the target. You know, Satan roams around like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, at all times. So first scripture I want to get is Luke chapter 22 verse 31, and it says, Simon, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat, right? Because, you know, Peter is the perfect example, because Peter was the foundation of that rock, the foundation of the church. That church was built off of that brought forth the ministry of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, verse 32, and it says, but I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren, right? So we go through these trials and tribulations and things as a faith boosters to other individuals, and faith boosters unto ourselves. All right. So once we examine ourselves and know that we're coming into faith, we examine and teach others and strengthen others through what we go through, man. You know, um, I've always heard Apostle Tahar say, a hard life makes it a good man, an easy life makes it a bad man. So the harder things that we go through, the more purging that we go through, the more perfect that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is trying to make us in sincerity and in truth. All right, but knowing, that we become targets because we are the men of the Lord, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's what makes us a target. Prime example in that is Job, right? Job stood true to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, even in the time of his calamities. One of the things that Job said, said, though he slay me, I still turn my face towards him, or something like that, roughly paraphrasing. All right. This is Matthew chapter 16, verse 21. It says, For that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord. This should not be unto thee. But he wasn't understanding. He was being emotional. He didn't understand that was the will of Yahweh Bashim. That was the will of the Father for the Yahweh Shai to be a sacrificial lamb unto to bring the children of Israel back to him. But Peter didn't understand that it was a righteous thing that Yahweh Shai was going to have to suffer. All right. But Yahweh Shai had to rebuke him. Verse 23 says, But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of Yahweh, but those that be of men. Right. Because Peter was being emotional. He was thinking carnally at that time. Um, That's why Yahweh Shai had to rebuke him. Now, just think about it. How do you feel when you get rebuked? If Peter would have took that personal, he would never been able to be evolved and to be the foundation, to live out what, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh Shai asked him to do, feed his sheep. He asked him, lovest thou me, lovest thou me, lovest thou me. He asked him 3 times for a purpose, because Peter denied his name 3 times. But Yahweh Shai was just letting him know, yo, I forgive you, bro. Just feed my sheep. So just think about it. If he got rebuked, what if he would have took it personally and not set up the foundation? Right? There's so many things like rebuke, or self-examination. Not necessarily, not even it does not necessarily have to be rebuked. Sometimes you don't need to be rebuked to have a self-examination. You should examine yourselves at all times. All right. um just looking upon yourself to make sure you're walking in the spirit, judging every situation, no matter, even if you're in the right, looking at yourself and maybe thinking if there's some anything that you could have done differently to maybe it wouldn't have gone or transpired the way it is. Even being in the right, we always examine ourselves and knowing how we can maybe foresee situations before they come, or and handle them accordingly. Therefore, being examples to other individuals how to look forward and see the bigger picture, versus being all prideful and wanting to point fingers at other individuals when someone tries to correct you, or even when thinking that you're perfect within yourself, that you don't need to be corrected. So a lot of people don't examine themselves, but that's not the way it should be. All right. So Yahweh Shai had to rebuke Peter and let him know. And he had told him earlier, like Satan, he told him Satan is the scripture we read earlier, Satan is looking to sift you like wheat. And so he's looking to sift all of us like wheat, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. We get First Peter 5:8. And it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And that's a key point right there, because seeking whom he may devour. Think about it. He's not going to devour these other nations, because these other nations aren't given the promise. He doesn't have to devour 2/3 of our people, because 2/3 of our people are already devoured in the flesh, because they choose to live out according after the flesh. Who is he looking to devour? Just like how Yahweh Shai told Peter, Satan's looking to sift you like wheat. So us, as being righteous men of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we have to stay in continuous examination of ourselves to make sure we are walking in the faith, because we are the ones that the adversary, the devil, is seeking like a roaring lion to devour. He doesn't have to worry about the 2/3, because guess what? They're playing out their lot, living in wickedness, living according to the flesh. He's after those that are living according to the spirit. All right. Mind you, he was after Job, not his children. All right. Job had to pray for his children many times. Um, and that shows you the example. Satan has no cares about the ones that are not trying to seek righteousness. He's after the ones that are seeking after righteousness. So he's trying to devour those. He becomes, because guess what? The friend of the world becomes adversary to, or it becomes enmity to the Most High. So the ones that are of the world are alongside with Satan. So they're no adversaries to Satan, but say he's an adversary unto us, because he's adverse to the truth, just like 2/3 of our people are adverse to the truth. So we have to make sure we examine ourselves and stay in the mindset of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, stay in the mindset of the spiritual man, not the natural man. Because the natural man, according to 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 16, the natural man has the mind of Yahweh Shai. And we have to make sure we stay in that mindset at all times by examining ourselves to see if we're still in the face. And so, a matter of fact, let me get that scripture real quick. Because we never know what state of mind we might be thrown off, not paying attention, and it's all types of ways we could get distracted and get thrown off and be out of character. All right. So we got to make sure we continue to examine ourselves, that we don't get that way. All right. This is um 2 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 5. It says, examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. prove your own selves right, because it becomes a constant battle between the flesh and the spirit. So we have to prove unto ourselves that we're the men of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. All right, so know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushai is in you, except ye be reprobates. But I trust that ye shall know that ye are not reprobates. Right. All right. So 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 with that being said, we choose not the ways of wickedness, but the ways of righteousness. And we also constantly pray that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua delivers from our thoughts and put his thoughts in a like mind, so we can be one with Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, all right, in the spirit and the mind, all right, which is ultimately the same thing. Your mind is your spirit, all right, that's within you, the inner man. All right, I want to get one more scripture to close it out. This is Matthew 12 and 43. All right, so this is not necessarily the case, but a lot of times we empty out our vessels teaching and edifying everybody, and we don't fill ourselves back up, and we become dry, you know. And this is something I had to sit down with the elder and talk about. I'm steady trying to feed other people, but I'm not eating myself. All right, so I kind of want to use this scripture going into something like that. All right, it says Matthew chapter 12, verse 43, it says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Right. So looking for another host. Then he said, I will return to my house whence I came out. And when he come, he findeth it swept empty and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. All right, so now that's more so putting your hands on the plow and taking it off. But once you get these spirits clean up out of you, we got to keep constantly monitoring because they're looking to come back in. So that's why we always have to keep our mind occupied on Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Keep our house full, so the unclean spirits don't have room to get in. If it's filled with Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, you know, they will not have any room to get in. So let's say, so paying attention to what your lifestyle is like. What do you spend majority of your time doing? What do you spend your majority of your mind focus and thinking upon? If it's on TikTok, or if it's on Facebook, Instagram, or things like that, you know, then maybe you need to revamp and examine yourself, and put more thoughts into the Lord, put more thoughts into the scriptures. Uh, read and watch videos. Always keep your mind occupied and focus on the kingdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, because like I said before, in the scriptures that I read earlier, that Satan, the adversary Satan, is goes about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. All right. And that's just it, man. We need to make sure we stay in the mind, spirit, and understanding of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and constantly examine our thoughts and our actions to make sure we're not the problem, trying to solve everybody else's problem. We need to make sure we also stay focused on our own. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and served its purpose. And with that, I'd like to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Harikakodash, my mouth. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and my elder Herowan as well. Salutation to the Akim that are pushing this truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Shalom.